So the time is sharp 11:45, and as I said that we'll start at sharp 11:45, we begin. So I would say a very good morning to all of you. I welcome you all to the first webinar organized by Xanadu. I know webinar today is the new norm these days. Every day we are getting thousands of invites as to attend this webinar, attend that webinar. I would say it is becoming really difficult to decide which webinar to attend. I would say that everybody wants to talk about COVID-19. Everybody wants to say what the government should do, what the bank should do, what the developers should do. But nobody is actually talking about as to what we should do. So we at Xanadu felt that it is important for all our channel partners as well as other participants to know that what can be done here and now, which can help our business get rolling. So that is the clear-cut objective of our organizing this webinar. As we speak, right now we have more than 2,500 participants which are live watching this webinar across the key platforms, that is both Zoom and FB Live. Just to give a brief about myself, I am Rachit Bansal, business head sales at Xanadu. We all have interacted time and again at various launches and platforms to drive business. And in this process, we together have created large impactful launches. Moving to who is the speaker today, a person who doesn't need any introduction. I would say the most accomplished sales leader in the real estate industry. अगर मैं उनकी बात करूं, so he has created the best in class real estate team. Just team का एक culture है जो सिर्फ इस चीज पे believe करता है कि high achievement आना चाहिए and how can the people philosophy be the first one. अगर बात करें हमारे speaker की, real estate में आने से पहले he has headed many countries and regions in Middle East for top MNC brands like Procter & Gamble, Reckitt Benckiser and Marico. उन्हीं की able leadership में at Xanadu we have set new industry benchmarks and Xanadu has become a force to reckon with as a growth partner and business accelerator. So ladies and gentlemen, without wasting much of our time, I present to you our dashing and dynamic CEO, Mr. Vikas Chaturvedi. Vikas sir, the forum is all yours.
Thank you, Rachit. Thank you very much. I would say the pleasure is all mine. So I think you took too much time to introduce me. I'm sure all the participants I have interacted at different forums. Yes, albeit briefly, because generally it has been the price revelations or on the sites where I got the chance one-to-one interact with our partners and participants. This is the first of its kinds in all sorts of webinars which is happening right now. And it is very important to have the context of this right. So thank you very much, first of all. And then let's begin. Let me say it is very important to put back into the real estate marketing and sales today. Why I say so? Until February, almost everybody who's participating in this was set, focused, and were doing something or other, which was doing good business for themselves. Routine business situations or challenges were always existed, but there was always a predictability that one would have. That how would you come out of those situations? आप कैसे अपनी रोजमर्रा की problems को solve करेंगे? But then suddenly something happens, जिसका कोई past नहीं है, जिसकी कोई history नहीं है. There is no reference point from which you can learn. आप किसी भी चीज से सीख नहीं सकते हैं, which means you have to rethink again, and which means you have to reset, refocus on your priorities, and restart. So before we begin, a quick walk down the memory lane. But पहले near past पे ले जाने से पहले let me take you back to say about 40-45 years before. 1966 का वर्ल्ड कप फुटबॉल आई एम श्योर मैक्सिमम पार्टिसिपेंट्स ने नहीं देखा होगा, शायद बॉर्न भी नहीं हुए होंगे, बट सम ऑफ आवर वेटरन partners might have been lucky to watch that World Cup of football. The number one team of the world, Brazil, actually went out of the tournament in the first round, and that was unprecedented, like current situation. Now, what happened? If you look at it, team went back to Brazil. There was a lot of criticism the way they played. Pele was repeatedly fouled. He was the best player of the world, but some of the tackles were so brutal that he actually vowed to never play in World Cup again, or he will never come back into World Cup because the rules were not protecting him. Okay, they went back, and there's a movie also which has been made on this, on Pele, and the movie is a beautiful game if you happen to watch it. And you see, for next 2 years, Brazil actually struggled to figure out what from this to come out of this shock. वो यही सोचते रहे कि maybe they have to adapt to the European way of playing, quick passes, man-to-man marking, hard tackles, but they were struggling. And then they completely reimagined everything. Okay, they innovated, and in the process, they created something which we today call it as a beautiful game, like their dance, samba. They came back in 1970. They won the World Cup, and they played so beautifully that 1917 की उस टीम को आज भी वर्ल्ड की बेस्ट टीम, ब्राजील की भी बेस्ट टीम की तरह याद किया जाता है. कुछ इसी तरह की टीम हमारी है, और कुछ इसी तरह का सिनेरियो आज है. Consider this as a 1966 का World Cup, but consider this team, all of you who are attending today, as that 1970 की World Cup winning team. So winners को पहले अपनी कैपेबिलिटी का आइडिया रहना चाहिए. So जब मैं आपको पास्ट में ले जा रहा हूं, तो मैं आपको आपकी कैपेबिलिटी याद दिला रहा हूं. 2018 लगता है काफी समय पहले की बात है. नवी मुंबई की फर्स्ट आईपीओ स्टाइल्ड 15 दिन के अंदर more than 1200 applications done, and more than 300 customers went back empty-handed because they just couldn't get the home, and that demand allowed rest of the business for next 6 to 9 months to continue doing their business. That's what a market creation is all about. Or 14,500 plus walk-ins 15 दिन के अंदर, almost 4,500 customers applying. Every 2 minutes, one home being sold. Creation of India's first progressive housing development scheme, the Ram Rajya, May 2018. Near past, February and July 2019, थाने जैसे hyper competitive, price sensitive market के अंदर creation of a new destination brand and a differentiator, and in the process that created एक नया customer segment within Thane, bungalow living. 110 से ज्यादा sky bungalows, 220 से ज्यादा designer bungalow suites, and 3 bungalows with the highest transaction size of 15 crore. Creation of a new brand and a new customer segment in a competitive market like Thane. Coming down to last 6 to 9 months, August and November 2019, Kalyan की पहली future ready planned township, more than 700 homes sold. All of you and the team braved all the rising floods as the Ulhas River rose. The spirits and confidence and the motivation of all of you also rose to deliver superlative performances. And as recent past as this, January, February 2020, creation in city accessible luxury homes platform. बाहर क्यों जाना अगर मुंबई के अंदर ही आपको अपना घर मिल सके. 2 दिन के अंदर 600 से ज्यादा अलॉटमेंट्स, 10,000 से ज्यादा कस्टमर वॉक-इन्स. And this is the platform which will provide Mumbai that opportunity to continue to participate. ये सब किसका किया हुआ है? ये सब हम सब का किया हुआ है, आपका किया हुआ है. Before we move ahead, please remember this. So अगर हमने ये सब किया है, तो ये तो तय है कि कलेक्टिवली आपने हमने मिलके we have achieved a lot. बहुत माइलस्टोन्स ब्रेक किए हैं, नए रिकॉर्ड बनाए हैं. जो लोग सोच नहीं सकते वो सोच के आगे जाके हमने काम किया है और बिजनेस दिया है. सो ये सब होने के बावजूद व्हाट इज द सिचुएशन टुडे? आज की हाइलाइट्स क्या हैं? आज की हेडलाइंस क्या हैं? आज की हेडलाइंस ये है. और अगर न्यूज़पेपर आज प्रिंट होना बंद हो गया है तो अच्छा हुआ है, क्योंकि अगर न्यूज़पेपर पब्लिश भी हो रहे होते तो दे वुडंट हैव फाउंड headlines to publish. Almost everything is telling us कि महाराष्ट्र में सिचुएशन डिफिकल्ट है, रियल एस्टेट पे इसका काफी बड़ा इम्पैक्ट है. 25-30%, 35% तक शायद सेल्स फॉल होगी, एंड सो ऑन एंड सो फोर्थ. एंड एज रचित सेड, इतने वेबिनार्स इस पे हो रहे हैं कि कोविड-19 के बाद लाइफ कैसी होगी, पोस्ट कोविड कैसी होगी. ये सब हेडलाइंस देख के एक ही सवाल मन में आता है, क्या ये दोबारा नहीं होगा जो अब तक हुआ? Will this never happen again? Or some of you can see yourself in these pictures also. These are the pictures of all the things that we have done together in the past, right till February 2020. Is this the end of the road for us? Because that's what everything suggests, all the webinars. That's what everybody wants to believe. And अगर हम यही करते रहे जो कर रहे हैं कि banks would want government to do something for them, but will not lower the interest rates for their customers, even if the government reduces. Developers will look at the banks to do stuff for them. Channel will look at developers to do something for them, and customer is confused. Of course, it will be the end of the road for everyone. फिर 25-30% क्यों? इंडस्ट्री बंद हो जानी चाहिए, क्योंकि we all are waiting for somebody else to do it for ourselves. So even I don't have the answer for this question, and it will be futile to answer this question today. Okay, only thing I can say is it may not be the end of the road for us, but it definitely is the end of the road for the traditional way of working in real estate. Now imagine there are right now more than 15,000 RERA registered channel partners in Mumbai today. अगर आधे भी उसमें से ये डिसाइड करें कि मैं एक डील हर महीने करूंगा, सिर्फ एक डील, उसका इम्पैक्ट क्या है? 10,800 करोड़ रुपए का बिजनेस हर महीने. That is the impact that if one deal is done by half of the channel partners who are registered, you can imagine what sort of capability that exists amongst this group. What is the size of Mumbai's real estate? MMR का size क्या है? 70,000 crore. Let's believe all those headlines for a minute and say 20%, 30% का sales में dip आएगा. It will still be large enough. It will still be 50,000 crore of business in the MMR region. And trust me, this business is enough for all of you to not just survive, but thrive. Grow and grow bloody so much that, none of the good years that you are counting actually matter to you. So, but ये सब करने के लिए, as I said, decision, belief, जो कि अगर मुझे कम से कम एक यूनिट तो इस बार बेचनी है, इस महीने में बेचनी है, is the first belief that needs to be there in all of you. So ये बात मैं आपके साथ डेफिनेटली एग्री करूंगा कि इट इज नॉट गोइंग टू बी इजी एंड इट इज द बिगिनिंग ऑफ अ न्यू एरा. So it is not the end of the road, but it is definitely the beginning of a new way to do business in real estate 2020. So let me present to you my mantra, which I believe shall help us lead the real estate sector during COVID-19 current situation and going forward. The 5x4 model. And when I say 5x4 model, definitely there has to be something which are the key elements. So there are 4 key elements of this, and each of the elements will have 5 key points. If you keep this with you, if you plan on this, I can assure you, we will not be needing to attend any of the webinars which say what will be the life after COVID-19. We will be talking about what is the life in COVID-19. So what are those 4 pillars? You know, अच्छी आदतों को सीखने से पहले some of the bad habits need to be left behind. उनको भूलना पड़ता है. So first, real estate की language में बोलें तो it is the foundation that is the most important thing for a building. Likewise, forgetting these 5 things, or the 5 things that you should not do, will be the foundation of this 5x4 model. The next 3 elements are 5 things that you should do now, 5 things that we should tell our clients to do, and in the process 5 things that Xanadu we will do for you. This is the 5x4 model. So let's start with the 5 things that we should not do right now. Obvious है, don't wait and watch, but think and do. सोचो और करो. जैसा मैंने पहले भी कहा, हर व्यक्ति इस वक्त ये सोच रहा है कि कोई और आएगा और मेरे लिए सॉल्यूशंस देके जाएगा, लेकिन बिजनेस आपका है, बिजनेस हमारा है. अगर हम उसके बारे में कुछ नहीं करेंगे, कोई और कुछ भी नहीं कर सकता. कितना भी स्टिमुलस आ जाए, कोई लिक्विडिटी क्रिएट कर दी जाए, कितना भी डिमांड क्रिएट कर दिया जाए, कितनी भी अच्छी अपॉर्चुनिटी आ जाए, लेकिन जब तक आप उसके बारे में खुद नहीं सोचेंगे और कुछ करने के लिए तैयार है, वो इसी फियर से या इसी विलिंगनेस के लिए हो रहे हैं कि every developer want to sell. They are asking how. Every bank want to lend, क्योंकि क्रेडिट तो बढ़ाना ही है, अदरवाइज बिजनेस कैसे होगा. एंड क्या घर जैसी बेसिक नीड आज खत्म हो गई है? आंसर इज नो. कस्टमर्स वांट टू बाय. Good opportunities are still there, but only those who not just wait for right things, right time, but actually make the right time are the people which will succeed. So पहली हैबिट जो छोड़नी है वो है waiting and watching, and सीखना है think and do. Second, everybody is afraid right now. Don't be afraid. Fearless होने की जरूरत है. क्या हो जाएगा? डील नहीं होगी, उससे ज्यादा तो कुछ नहीं हो सकता. अनसर्टेनिटीज तो पास्ट में भी आई हैं. दे हैव ऑलवेज एग्जिस्टेड इन द पास्ट. 2008 का सिनेरियो हो, 2016, 2017, मल्टीपल इवेंट्स, डिमोनेटाइजेशन, रेरा, जीएसटी. रियल एस्टेट कमजोर दिल वाले लोगों के लिए नहीं है. सो अगर कोई भी जरा सी छोटी छोटी चीजों से अगर डर के घर बैठने वाला है, तो दे शुड फाइंड सम अदर प्लेस. ओके, रियल एस्टेट इज फॉर द पीपल who fight every battle hard, are resilient. हर चैलेंज के सामने रियल एस्टेट हैज ऑलवेज कम बैक स्ट्रॉन्गर, बेटर एंड बोल्डर. सो वी हैव टू बी फियरलेस. डर की हमारे सिस्टम में और बिजनेस में कोई जगह नहीं. थर्ड, विक्टिम माइंडसेट से निकलना पड़ेगा. ब्लेमिंग एवरीथिंग आउटसाइड अस will not help. Customers really want to know what is right for them at this point in time in the industry. Who will guide them? Who will educate them? Us, you. We have to become catalyst, not the victim. And most importantly, don't forget your team. पिछली जो हमने मेमोरी की सक्सेसेस देखी, if you realize your team was the biggest pillar on which those successes were delivered, this is the time they need all your support. And all the experienced and motivated team members of yours will be the key people who will, uh, help you come out of this situation. And when you come out, then deliver superlatively also. And fifth, most important, don't overspend. Cherish the money that you have got right now. Spend it only on the priorities which are going to deliver to you in current times. Everything else can postpone. These are the 5 things that we must stop doing and start afresh completely. Once we have built or laid the foundation for ourselves, what are the 5 things that we should be looking at doing now? Accept the technology. First one, most important. All the pictures that we saw, they were modeled around aggregating everybody together. There is a mahal on the site. Brick and mortar element of the real estate was so obvious. अगर कस्टमर साइट्स पे नहीं आ सकता, इसका मतलब ये तो नहीं है कि कस्टमर इज नॉट वांटिंग टू बाय. We will have to figure out how we reach out to the customer. Thankfully, there are so many platforms, there are so many technologies that are available that allow all of us to reach out to the customer even today. Some of the savvy ones are already on the technology. Take example of this webinar, this session. A channel partner meet is such a logistical nightmare. Find out a 5-star hotel, get everybody to the place, traffic of Mumbai, invariably it starts 2 hours late. This has started bang on time. The participation is significantly way larger than whatever the best of the channel partner meets would have seen, or the best of the hotels could accommodate. Maximum is 1,000, 200, 1,400 in a Grand Hyatt or Sahara Star. But technology is allowing me to talk to you, such a large group, on a platform which is for training, not even for a CP meet. And all of you have willingly come. So embrace the change as soon as possible. Gone are the days, number 2. Gone are the days जब आप एक यूनिट बेच लेते थे, एक ऑफिस बेच लेते थे. You have to put your customer right at the center, understand his needs, understand his problem. And if you are able to give a solution, proper solution to that need, to that problem, then the business will happen. So we need to start becoming a solution provider. और detailing काम करना पड़ेगा, और customer understanding में invest करना पड़ेगा. And we'll have to work about giving personalized solution to each of our customers. Number 3, reach out to known customers. Now, who are the known customers? Real estate is generally very bad around the definition of this known customers. क्यों? Known customers हम उन्हीं को मानते हैं जिन्होंने हमारे साथ transaction किया. But if I just look back a year for yourself, एक साल के अंदर आपने इतनी activities की होंगी, and in the process you would have generated so many walk-ins, so many leads, so many visits confirmed, so many interested customers who just did not or could not buy. They are all your known customers. उन सबके ऊपर आपने पिछले 1-2 साल के अंदर अच्छा खासा इन्वेस्टमेंट किया है. अगर आपके पास उनकी लर्निंग नहीं है, अंडरस्टैंडिंग नहीं है, तो आप उसको दोबारा से उसमें टाइम इन्वेस्ट कीजिए. अपनी टीम को साथ बिठाइए और इकट्ठे होके आइडेंटिफाई कीजिए कि मेरे नोन कस्टमर्स में लो हैंगिंग फ्रूट्स कहाँ पे हैं, क्योंकि वही आपको हेड स्टार्ट देगा इमीडिएटली. It is always good to have known customers before you actually start to acquire fresh. You need to build strong connection with these customers. उन्होंने इंटरेस्ट इसीलिए शो किया था या वॉक इन इसीलिए किया था क्योंकि उनकी नीड थी. No customer is wasting his time if he doesn't want to buy. It's just they did not find the right opportunity at that point in time. Reach out to these customers again, because यहाँ ही आपका काफी सारा बिजनेस छुपा हुआ है. 4, be innovative. नए तरीके काम करने के सोचने पड़ेंगे. नए कम्युनिकेशन के तरीके, नए डेटाबेसेस का एक्विजिशंस, मैनेजिंग योर एग्जिस्टिंग कस्टमर डेटा बेटर, एंड इम्प्रोवाइजेशन एंड एक्सपेरिमेंटेशन तब तक करना पड़ेगा जब तक आपको अपना विनिंग मंत्र ना मिल जाए, जैसे कि पास्ट में मिला था. Some of you really nailed the art of telecalling. Some of you really worked very well on social media. Some had search model done very nicely. Some had only a small diary and the name of 100 guys, and these 100 people actually contributed to your business. But that thing is the thing of past. नए सिनेरियो में आपको वापस से इन्वेंटिव होना पड़ेगा, नए तरीके खोजने पड़ेंगे और अपने अपना सक्सेस मंत्रा निकालना पड़ेगा, और तब तक चुप नहीं बैठना पड़ेगा. एंड दिस इज द फिफ्थ वन. नहीं नहीं, ये इस हिल से कूदना नहीं है. This is a team which do the North Pole for the first time. And मैं points को रखता हूँ क्योंकि it is very important to learn from people around you. ये वो टीम है जो कि नॉर्थ पोल पे पहली बार एक्सपीडिशन लेके गई थी, एंड दे वॉक टू द नॉर्थ पोल. दे हैड टू डू इट इन 70 days. 70वें दिन पे 2 घंटे के टाइम शेड्यूल के बीच में उनको वहां नॉर्थ पोल पे पहुंचना था. एंड वो 2 घंटे का टाइम स्लॉट क्यों था? क्योंकि उस 2 घंटे में ही जो हेलीकॉप्टर उनको पिक करने वाला था, इट विल स्टे ओनली फॉर दोस 2 hours बिकॉज ऑफ द बैड वेदर कंडीशंस. They could not take GPS. They did not have any mobile phone. So 70 दिन के अंतराल में the only coordination that was going to happen was 70th day पे they need to be there in that 2-hour window. That is the laksh target and clarity. उनको 1400 miles walk करना था 70 दिन. तो इसका मतलब हर रोज का 20 माइल चलना है. लेकिन नॉर्थ पोल कोई हमारे मुंबई जैसी जगह नहीं है कि वेदर इज प्रेडिक्टेबल until rain comes. हर रोज मौसम बदलता है. There are days like this which are bright sunny days, and there are days जहाँ पे कि snowfall, temperatures going below -50 degrees. Of course जब bad weather होगा तो आपको hunker down करना ही पड़ेगा. You have to set up your tent, sit quietly, wait for the weather to pass away. लेकिन जब अच्छे दिन आएंगे, जैसे कि सब बात कर रहे हैं, एक दिन COVID-19 खत्म होगा और तब अच्छे दिन आएंगे. Likewise these bright sunny days. Naturally आप सब ये सोच रहे हैं कि उन दिनों में क्या होगा. Of course they will cover up for the time and the distance that got lost in the bad weather day, right? Wrong. क्यों wrong? क्योंकि जब टेम्परेचर -40, -45 डिग्रीज होता है और आप इवन इफ इट इज दिस ब्राइट एंड सनी, अगर आप अपने आप को प्रेशर डालते हैं, अपने आप को ज्यादा पुश करते हैं, तो आपको स्वेटिंग होता है एंड यू फ्रीज इमीडिएटली, एंड व्हेन यू फ्रीज यू डाई. द टीम वाज यूज्ड टू वॉकिंग एवरेज 20 miles a day only. It had practiced for 1.5 years. So चाहे bad weather हो, चाहे this bright sunny weather हो, team walked 20 miles. So let me ask you this question. What is your 20 mile mantra? आपका 20 mile क्या है? क्योंकि इस टीम का मंत्रा ये था, bad weather, good weather, हम हर रोज 20 mile walk करेंगे. Let me give you that mantra. Don't focus on future. Focus on now. Focus on next 30 days. Focus on today. When today ends, then again focus on today. Every day which comes next should be the better than the previous day. अगर आपके 30 दिन इस तरह से होने वाले हैं कि आज का दिन कल से बेटर था, तो आपका हर दिन बेटर रहेगा. और अगर आप ऐसे ही करते रहेंगे, हर रोज पे फोकस करेंगे, प्रेजेंट पे फोकस करेंगे, every 30 days you will realize your next 30 days are better than the previous one. So फिर चाहे कोविड हो, चाहे कोविड के बाद हो, it will always be better than the previous month and the previous day that you have lived. So focus on now, focus on short term, focus on immediate sales. Target those higher conversions from all the efforts that you are putting into your system now. These are not in isolation. There is a customer side to our business also, and until that is done, हम isolation में काम नहीं करते हैं. So let's look at what is it that we should be telling our customers, what they should do. Number 1, everybody is talking about equity market, how it is a great time to enter and everything. Let me just give you a couple of snippets. Only 1% of all India actually invests in equity. But everybody in India talks about two things: gold and real estate. Why? Because it is the real asset. It is the safest form. Real asset ही आपके हाथ में रहता है. कितना भी में डाउनटर्न आ जाए, the value of your real estate is not just determined by कि इकोनॉमी की स्टेट क्या है. It is also defined by the unique factors of real estate. सबको मालूम है एक जैन मंदिर के सामने या आसपास वाली बिल्डिंग की वैल्यू हमेशा ज्यादा रहती है. क्यों रहती है? अगर इकोनॉमी नीचे जा रही है, ऊपर जा रही है, it will be common for everybody. But no, that's not the case. Location, requirement of the customer and unique features associated with each of the property actually creates the value in real estate. And worst case scenario, your asset is in your hand. It's not just a paper you are holding, believing कि one day it will become better. You can use it, take it to your own advantage. Real estate ही सही है, बाकी सब चीज नहीं है. Number 2, own a home rather than renting. All those customers of yours जो कि अभी तक रेंट पे रहते थे, इस समय में अगर देखेंगे, रियलाइज करेंगे कि सारी जो गवर्नमेंट की इनिशिएटिव है, गवर्नमेंट हैज जस्ट इशूड एन एडवाइजरी कि लैंडलॉर्ड शुड बी इजी ऑन द रेंट कलेक्शंस. बट व्हाई शुड दे डू दैट? सो एक तरफ उनको डेफरल मिल रहा है ईएमआई का, दूसरी तरफ उनको रेंट आ रहा है. सो पीपल हु हैव स्टेड ऑन रेंट राइट नाउ will definitely realize अगर उनके पास भी अपने सर पे छत होती, it is the basic need, रोटी कपड़ा और मकान, तो passing out through this period and any future uncertainties will be very good. So own your own home rather than renting. 3, there are a lot of government initiatives that are happening right now. Interest rates 10 साल के lowest पे हैं. स्टैम्प ड्यूटी जो कि अभी तक हमने बढ़ती देखी थी हैज बीन रिड्यूस्ड. ईएमआईज के ऊपर मोरेटोरियम दिया गया है एंड मोस्ट ऑफ द बैंक्स हैव आल्सो स्टार्टेड पासिंग इट ऑन. अगर इस तरीके का अट्रैक्टिव एंट्री पॉइंट है तो इट विल गारंटी लार्ज सेविंग्स. सो वन शुड टेक एडवांटेज ऑफ दिस एंड कस्टमर्स शुड बी अवेयर ऑफ इट कि इसका उनकी लाइफ में इम्पैक्ट क्या आता है. 4th, ड्यू डिलिजेंस. हर प्रॉपर्टी को आप देख संभाल के परख के फिर डिसीजन लीजिए. बट हाउ कैन कस्टमर डू दिस? कौन करेगा ये? आप लोग. आप ही लोग हैं जो कि ये ड्यू डिलिजेंस का प्रॉपर्टी सही है नहीं है, किस प्रोजेक्ट में कस्टमर को जाना चाहिए नहीं जाना चाहिए. इवन दो आज हर चीज डिजिटली अवेलेबल है, बट कस्टमर्स आर कंफ्यूज्ड वेयर दे शुड गो एंड सीक द राइट इंफॉर्मेशन. You are the people, we are the people who will have to don this hat and help customer become confident कि जहां वो सोच रहे हैं खरीदने का उसकी सारी जांच पड़ताल कर ली गई. एंड 5th, डोंट डिले. सारी जो बातें हम कर रहे हैं अगर उससे देखेंगे, दिस इज द टाइम टू बाय. नाउ लॉट ऑफ टॉक अबाउट कि बहुत मेजर प्राइस रिडक्शंस होने वाले हैं. इट्स अ बायर्स मार्केट, सो ऑफ कोर्स good deals will be available. मैं ये नहीं कहता कि it will not happen. But if you look at last 1 year, the major launches or the activations where larger traction of sales happened were those major projects which actually wiped out everything from the market. Why did they do that? Because they were majorly attractive versus everybody else. Do you think there will be a major price correction there? Answer is no. Bad product, distressed sale, or some such opportunity could be the only some specific pockets where some such corrections might be visible. But even those are kind of, if somebody is distressed, then it is somebody else's opportunity too. In the process, our business happens, which is why the customer should not delay believing there is something more which is coming. Whatever is happening has already happened. This is the time to buy. These are the 5 things that we should be telling our customers. And then last 5 things that we will do for you. Number one, unlimited learnings. We are introducing the Ignite X platform from today, which is the knowledge series by Xanadu. Of course, it is free of cost. This is just the beginning, and mine is the first webinar that is coming to you. In the days to come, it will continue to come on specific topics, specific projects, and what we will unleash now is a process of continuous learning. Most of you have seen this slide generally in our channel partner meets as unlimited earnings. Okay, but in current scenario, you need to learn to earn, you know. So we are introducing this platform, Ignite X by Xanadu. Number two, strong collaboration. कंधे से कंधा मिला के चलना, Xanadu और चैनल पार्टनर के बीच का कॉम्बिनेशन जो है वो गोल्डन कॉम्बिनेशन है. बट वील हैव टू बी स्ट्रॉन्गर देन दिस. हमको और हमारी टीम को हर एक चैनल पार्टनर की यूनिक सिचुएशन के हिसाब से we'll have to provide solution to you, which we will do. We have always thought about channel partner fraternity, but we'll think about it and we'll do this even more strongly. Maximum sales support. Conditions are changing, and accordingly our support will also, it will increase many times, be it on the digital marketing support, be it closing the customer online, be it digital sales enablers, not to just see you as only a sourcing vertical, but also to equip you to become a seller yourselves, online closure tools, and many, many more in our launches. Number four, and this is the most important thing that we can do, is to provide continuous business. So rather than, as I requested all of you to stop waiting and watching, but start thinking and doing, that needs continuous business to come to you. And this is what is our mantra going forward, that continuous business, a consistency of it will be ensured month on month, day by day, and time would pass very quickly. But what is a business, or what is a launch or an activation brought to you by Xanadu if it lacks impact, or if it does not talk about impact? So fifth one is the impact, because that is what we all make. What is the impact all about? So while I'm talking about continuous business, but 10 times impact, 10 times opportunity. So in May, and we are on 2nd May today, I'm talking about May only. If I'm requesting all of you to focus on 30 days, I'm focusing on 30 days also. Not one, not two, not three, but 10 opportunities are going to roll out from tomorrow to all of you. Someone from my team will be connecting with all of you. So it will not be just continuous business or one off or two off projects or one off CP webinar, CP meets or whatever. It will be 10 projects, 10 activations rolled out from tomorrow onwards for the month of May. That is what is impact. This is coming to you in May 2020. This is my 5x4 mantra that I talked about. This is the summary for you. 5x4 model, key takeaways. I will not go through them again, but you can take a snapshot. My team will give it to you. In the past, we have done a lot together. And I can tell you, we will again ignite this real estate engine. It needs a spark. This spark is this group, which needs to bring it. And I have no doubt that this will be the all guns blazing return of this group to make the impact in real estate. This is it from my side, Rachit. Thank you very much for all the patience in the time.
Sir, thank you for this detailed discussion, but I would say that the work is still not done. You know, while you were addressing, I have been flooded with, sir, while you were addressing, I have been flooded with more than hundreds of questions from our channel partners, and I would not let you go before you answer some. So I would say that though I cannot ask all the questions with the paucity of time, what I'll try to do is I'll try to pick up questions which will largely cover the essence of what the general question has been there from our channel partners. So
I can put a caveat here. I may not have answered to all your questions, we are figuring it out together. Okay, I also don't want to get into this habit of believing that I know everything. We need to explore and learn every day. But
Absolutely, sir.
nevertheless, whatever I
Absolutely.
right.
Let's try giving answers to people's queries.
Sure.
So the first question that I'm putting across to you is generally the question which I initially also said that everybody is looking forward to in the webinars that they are trying to attend. So the first question is that how do you get back on track as far as our business is concerned? This is the burning thing I think among all the channel partners, and this question is coming to us from our channel partner, Mr. Pareen Majidhia, who's from the Kandivali market. So, if you can give your
Majidhya
perspective on this.
the legend of Kandivali. So, see, I don't know how every business is unique. Our partners and participants who are here, every things are unique about their business. But I think every change starts with the first step. You know, the first step is to determine and decide in your own mind. Go the Swami Vivekanand way, which I have. It is my mantra, which is Uttishth Jagrat Prapya Varani Bodhat. So the Uttishth part is the most important part in this. Uttishth means awake, which means your thought process should be settled first before you start thinking about anything else. Your action comes later. First, in your mind, in your thoughts, this clarity should be there that I need to start doing. I need to start thinking, about what is it that I need to do. Unless you start thinking about it and are only worried about what is going to happen, no change will happen. It will start with first the thought. That's the first step that needs to be taken. Then the second, then the third. And मैं ये भी जानता हूँ, it is not going to be easy. आसान नहीं होगा. हमारी टीम में किसी ने ये निकाला भी था कि आसान नहीं होगा लेकिन मजा बड़ा आएगा. I think Nimit was the one during Ramraj. So आसान तो अभी भी नहीं होगा, है ना? लेकिन हर स्टेप के बाद अगला स्टेप will make you feel better that आप आगे बढ़ रहे हैं. So don't think कि एक दिन सही कैसे हो जाएगा. आज आप पहला स्टेप क्या लेने वाले हैं, focus on that is how I see myself changing things.
That's very well said. Moving on to the second question, I think this question is also related to the first one, wherein we are moving one step forward. Wherein the question from the channel partner is that should we focus on high ticket size projects, which is like 2 crore and above, or we should focus on the affordable segment as of now? What should be the need of the hour is what they want to know. And this question has come up to us from Can India, Mr. Ved Prakash Shukla from Thane.
They are the champions of Thane and Kalyan. Do a lot of business with us there. Let me say, in my mind, there is nothing called affordable. Do you think, Lachit, people who are buying homes which are valued less than 50-60 lakhs, it is easy for them or it is affordable for them? The answer is no. It is equal difficulty, right?
Yeah.
In fact, it gets more difficult. Conversion rates actually fall when you go into that category. Yes, government has tried to create a segment within the real estate by calling it affordable, but they have not defined it in terms of consumer segment. They have tried to define it in terms of the value of a property, area of the property. Okay, and the industry has lapped up to it. In my mind right now, there are specific opportunities to which investor will participate in. Okay, and not generally. But the market will be of end user specific need, or which will cater to the basic need of a consumer, and it can be across categories. Okay, in Mumbai, would you say a 2 crore home is a high-end home or a affordable home? The answer is obvious. In Mumbai, there is nothing which is in sub 1 crore. But from all India's definition, markets of Pune, Bangalore, and if you start to define it from the value perspective, of course, this question will come. So my suggestion to you is you focus on your unique customer and its need. So if you start investing on creating a base of your customers, you will figure out that the opportunities are all across. Of course, the uber luxury segment, or really the high end, which is a very small niche segment and can create large value, might see an impact for some period of time. But rest of the categories of customers, I am not talking about projects, rest of the categories of customers will always have a set of customers who would be wanting to buy for their specific needs. All we need to do is address and cater to that need, rather than worrying about which project will work, which project would not. We need to provide solution to the customer, not sell a project, is how the orientation should shift, is how I would see this. So don't worry about what is affordable, what is progressive, what is high end. Worry about your customer first and his need. And you will realize the business is all around available. Agar Bombay ko 50,000 crore ka business karna hai despite reduction, it will not happen in just one micro market, one segment, or one category only.
Fine, sir, fine. I move to my third question. The third question is, again, a question which is a tricky one, which says, which sector should I focus upon currently in this current scenario? Should I focus at pharma or IT, which currently doesn't seem to be much impacted with the COVID-19? Or what should there be a sectoral approach towards sourcing customers or not? This question has come to us, sir, from our channel partner Harsh Mali.
Okay, Harsh is always active across our projects. I think it's a very good question, I would say, and it has some merit into it, because pharma and some of the other allied sectors seem to be doing well because of the fear factor, and this race about the vaccine and the medicines to treat or to prevent, or to have prevention from this thing. But my sense is, when you look at it from Mumbai's perspective, Mumbai's economy is largely dependent on two key elements. I'm not saying pharma is not one of those, but if you look at top 2 or 3 large ones, large sectors, they are financial and banking sector, and services sector, and SME. These are the 3 key elements of it's not so export-import businesses are very large contributors to the economy. Small and medium enterprises are very large segment that contribute to Mumbai's economy. So even if you want to target the pharma segment, it may not be the full solution that you are seeking. So you will have to look at each of these segments. In Mumbai, the real estate cannot be driven only by focusing on these sectors, because they are not relevant or large enough from Mumbai's perspective. For example, Navi Mumbai, IT will be a key component, because as a hub, it has the industries focus there. Andheri East has large hub of SME. You cannot ignore those. To think that pan India, if a sector is doing well, real estate is a localized phenomenon. You have to think about it from Mumbai's perspective, and which is why one has to learn. So, question is valid, but is it relevant? Is that sector relevant for us? Is the question that we should ask.
Bang on, bang on. I would say you very rightly put it across that at the end of the day, whether this sector is relevant to us being in Mumbai or not is the key. Yeah. Rather than just running around that, okay, pharma or IT is what everybody should be looking at. Sir, moving on to my fourth question. The question here talks about that, how do we create seriousness and urgency in the mind of the customer to transact during the lockdown phase? Because, we've talked about that we should be focusing right now, immediately, next 30 days. There are 10 opportunities that we are trying to bring in. But at the end of the day, how do we create, this urgency in the mind of the customer to actually go ahead and transact? This question, sir, has come to us from Mr. Jatin Shah.
Okay. Jatin bhai. So, I think ये question real estate has always ऐसा टीम के टाइम पे ही पूछ रहे हैं. This has always perplexed all of every weekend, every day when the bookings have been lower despite the walk-ins, this phrase has been used, sir, urgency nahi thi aaj, urgency drive karni padegi. How does the urgency come? Urgency comes when you are able to answer out pretty much all those questions in the mind of a customer, which prevents him from buying. The moment you are able to get that solved, that these are the top 3 problems that a customer has, and I will answer those out, the decision will happen. And I'll give you an example from retail on this, Rachit. Retail was as brick and mortar. I worked in FMCG. हमारा पूरा काम ही यही होता था, दुकान बाय दुकान जाना, कवरेज, डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन, एक दिन में 50 दुकान से 70 दुकान करनी है, सुबह से लेकर शाम तक, outlet wise outlet, and you could just not imagine, कि और कोई तरीका हो सकता है क्या. Then e-commerce happened, and it struggled for say 5-10 years in India. Actually came in, but just could not crack through. The business was still brick and mortar. And then it was fundamentally shifted and changed by Flipkart and Amazon. And 2 things actually they addressed, which were the clear bottlenecks in the decision making of a customer. First one was, the big billion day sale, which made an impact, which forced a customer to notice that this is not a small platform, it is a large platform. So before they actually started to sell, they said, we will sell this large billion dollars. So it made the note वाले और एक कोई बड़ा player है जो कि exist करता है. Second was the mental block of the customer. What happens to my money if I pay it online? What happens to the quality of the product? Will it be delivered or not? And which is where cash on delivery and free returns for 30 days were the 2 things that fundamentally shifted. So the moment retail industry, e-commerce industry identified what does the customer want to make the decision and buy from me, that day, the way retail business is done in India changed fundamentally. Today, I can't imagine there would be even a single participant in this group, which is there today, who would not have transacted online. This is exactly, we are at a point of shift. We have to answer this out. What does the customer need? And at the core of it, to bring the urgency of the decision making.
Fine, sir. I totally agree with you on this. Wherein you said that times are changing. They have changed for other sectors. It is time that we also start getting into the groove of selling through digital. Sir, another question that I have selected for you is kind of a different one, wherein, somebody has said that in the recent webinar done by Mr. Deepak Parekh, he mentioned that real estate prices would come down by 20%. So okay, if this kind of a statement is coming from a veteran, how would a channel partner be able to convince to the buyer to purchase at this juncture rather than waiting and holding his decision? This question has come to us from Mr. Kalpesh Gajra.
Kalpesh used to be in my team before.
Kalpesh, yes, I know.
You got me off guard here, Look, when something like this serious is being spoken about by such senior people, stalwarts of the industry, there has to be a merit in it, and there must be some background to it too. From where I see, and I try to address this in my my model also, where we talked about what is it that we should tell our customer to do. Take example of Maximum Mumbai or Bonus City, which came in Jan Feb. Rachit, you will agree, they were like 30% attractive than the rest of the market.
Absolutely,
our proposition itself was this, that in Mumbai you will never get a 1 BHK at less than 95 lakh or less than 1 crore all in. And the proposition that existed was about sub 70 lakh or 70 lakh all in for a 1 BHK, right? Yes. That was already at a 30% attractiveness to the market. And all such large launches, even our brethren, peers from the industry who have done well, be it in Kalyan, Dombivli, Thane, Mumbai, Navi Mumbai, in the large movements, they have all been like this. They have been very attractive to the rest of the market or to their competition. Do you think there will be any further correction there? Answer is absolutely no.
No.
Answer is absolutely no. And why I say so is because if developers are unviable, if the revenue of the project goes below the forecasting that a financial institution has done or the modeling that they have done, it will not survive, it will not get funding, it will not be constructed. So the successful projects which exist today are those projects which actually sold well. And they have already sold with a 25-30% attractiveness to the rest of the market. Would a change happen there? Answer is no. So where will it happen? It will happen where distress will kick in, where maybe the project is about to become NPA, where some specific problem that this project faces, maybe the residual inventory, which in a lot of sense could be the profit that is stuck for a developer, and one realizes, having some money in hand is better than keeping it stuck. Could be some of the places where you would see attractive opportunities coming through. Rentals might see some form of dip, but overall, as a general guidance, if you were to say, price will correct, my answer is, it has already corrected to the major part, and I don't see much movement beyond this. With the lower interest rates right now, with the stamp duty at the lowest, actually the whole package is great for the customer right now itself.
Yes, sir. Very well said, sir. This is my own question, I would say. With people putting across so many questions, I thought, let me also ask you a question. Wherein I want to know that, you mentioned about innovation. So I would want you to elaborate, what kind of innovation Xanadu is working upon so that everybody in the participants should be able to get benefited out of it.
So Rachit, I think innovation is big on my agenda right now as CEO of Xanadu. If you look at key elements right now are fundamentally you have to ask those questions which were intuitively answered in the past. A site will exist, a place to aggregate everybody will be there. All the customers will be on the tables. You can purview it, supervise it. What is going wrong? What is going right? There's a AV, there's a location zone, there's a screen, felicitation, so on and so forth. Telecallers will go to channel partners' offices, SMS will be blasted. There will be a fight for sourcing between direct and channel verticals. These are some of the intuitive questions and answers or the modeling of the real estate. By this disruption, everything has shifted. So I am looking at a lot of innovation agendas at this point in time. I think key teams that are working on this as we speak is, number one is the digital intervention into the business. I think in our Naredco address, when Karthik talked about, he said digital will be an enabler. It will help do the business. It may not be the only one. But how does it enable? Right now, it is being seen only from the angle of sourcing or a lead generator. But imagine if the media doesn't happen. Imagine if the outdoors become redundant. Then the only media element is also digital. What will be the benchmarks or the matrices that one needs to look at when it wants to advertise on digital vis-a-vis the traditional forms? Okay, how does this become the predominant vertical or the element to drive business for the real Xanadu? Number, can we become better targeting and pinpointing our customers? एक बड़ा हथौड़ा मारते हैं, बड़ा इम्पैक्ट क्रिएट करते हैं, एंड इन द प्रोसेस जैसे पुराना एक वो भी है ना, जहां काम कर सकती है सुई वहां पे तलवार की क्या जरूरत है. So that precision needs to be brought into a database approach and strategy, and there is a team which is working beautifully on this right now. They are almost ready to press the button in terms of building new intelligences from their databases, from their learnings of last 4 years. And thirdly, channel partner business is almost 60% of real estate today, and Xanadu is no different, but with a very larger impact, large business in small period, and that 60%. So it is the bulwark of, in terms of contribution. So how does this approach fundamentally shifts? Today, everybody congregates in a CP meet. Today, everybody congregates for all of our partners will know what is a joint business planning session is. How would you do this now? How does the confidence that is built by seeing and seeing is believing will be changed? So there is a fundamental shift in our channel partner works that is going to happen. And it is all being worked around in the new innovation agendas that are happening at this point in time. Yes, Ruchit, these are some of there are more, but I can go on and on, but I think these are the top three.
Yes, sir. I agree with you. You can list down a number of them, but then yes, we have a paucity of time. I have just now the final three questions for you before we wrap up this session. This question has come up to us from Mr. Gaurav Kapoor from South Bombay.
Okay.
He has a question.
Our collaboration, Gaurav has worked with me very closely. In fact, they used to be very close when Ajay used to be in my team. So yeah. Ajay and almost a personal relationship. We still enjoy that. Gaurav has contributed large to our South Bombay business a lot. Yeah.
Yes. So as you very rightly said that, he has been the star of Sobo Properties. So his question is also linked to that. He's talking about that, selling high-end real estate properties, which are like 10 crore plus, is difficult on an online platform.
Yes.
So he wants to know, how does one go about doing that?
I definitely feel 10 crore plus properties will definitely have an issue for some period of time. But as I speak, there is a very large movement which is happening in terms of the readiness or the delivery of such projects. So, deciding on a 10 crore plus project without actually seeing anything could have been possible in the past. It will be very difficult digitally, I agree. A lot of relaxation, this to improve. But I have an example. I think one of these commercial projects that we were doing, and again, like the localization that real estate is all about, mostly the core market customers and the channel partners had the traction of it. And with great reluctance, we brought somebody from different market to that core market, to that market and to that project. Project was ready. And asked them to just visit the project once. This customer, this channel partner came in, and after the meeting with us, then after 15 minutes, I saw he was still there in the atrium, doing some sort of video making and all. And then we realized that he was, doing a video chat of the ready project with a customer in Dubai. And the customer was driving. Customer was driving at a speed of 120 plus. So he said, just hold a minute. Where are you? This doesn't looks like India. He said, no, I am standing inside a project. He said, okay, let me park. Just take me through this. Okay. The customer parked his car aside, and he was given this download on video by this channel partner. And in next 2 hours, we did the transaction with that customer based in Dubai without actually wanting to visit. But so what I'm saying is, if the asset is ready, the tools are there today. If enough sort of enablers can be created for the channel partner to really build the confidence for the customer. But it will take time. It's a larger decision. In that sort of category, it will take some time. But the advantage of technology which exists, again, I am saying, don't see it from the ticket size. Until now, so I think, Rachit, you will agree, Xanadu mein we have always talked about making the market. कल्याण के प्रोजेक्ट में ठाणे वाले चैनल पार्टनर्स 40% से ज्यादा कंट्रीब्यूशन करते हैं. नवी मुंबई के प्रोजेक्ट में वेस्टर्न सबर्ब से ज्यादा कंट्रीब्यूशन आता है. बनस्पत मे बी वाशी से, but हमेशा लॉजिस्टिक्स है ऑलवेज बीन अ प्रॉब्लम कि नाइटमेयर फॉर customers and channel partners to traverse through the city. If you go through some opportunistic area, you have wasted your whole day. Traffic is bad. Technology actually is allowing us to now take the opportunity which much lesser costs to the customers who exist in different micro market. And need definitely exists. How has Thane formed as a hotbed of the real estate market? Because Mumbai has started to buy in Thane. How has Navi Mumbai formed? Because Mumbai has started to buy in Navi Mumbai. Somebody brought customer of Mumbai to these markets. But it was a painful, difficult task. Technology helps you do that. So South Bombay properties inside South Bombay, that's not how you should look. Or Thane technology allows you to reach out to the right set of customers. If you are enabled well, you can still sell. 10 crore plus, it will be slightly difficult. I agree with Gaurav there.
So moving on to my second last question. We are all aware that the lockdown has extended for another 2 weeks. So the channel partner wants to know that with this happening, do you think that the client will only take decision on the virtual experience and not actually wait for the lockdown to get over and have a look physically visiting the site before doing the final one? This question, before you give me the answer, I would like to share with you, has come from our channel partner, Mr. Himanshu Parekh.
Okay. Himanshu again is a dear friend, has participated in pretty much everywhere where we have done business. Let me say this, अगर इस तरह से सोचेंगे कि Rachit, I have just repeat your question one more time, because
yes, I'll repeat it for you.
It has an overlap somewhere.
I'll repeat the question. So the question is that we all know that the lockdown has extended.
Yeah. So now, just allow me a minute. Yeah. Just allow me a minute here. While we have been, so I've been trying to answer it out in different forms in the past, questions that have been asked, and they are inherently around this constraint. All this presentation is also about this 5x4 model, which is not about thinking that customer would be able to come to the site. At Xanadu, and I'm sure rest of the organization also will start doing this, that how do you bring the site to the customer and not just customer to the site? Okay? It might be even if the lockdown lifts, assuming that the life will be normal, will be slightly far-fetched, people will still be careful. They might still want to stay away from places which get aggregated, which means may not remain the only factor for a customer to make a decision. Mind you, Rachit, the decision or the purchase is not closed just because customer has given a check and it is banked, or customer has transferred amount, because in the larger transaction, it is a very small amount that customer is paying. Eventually, transaction is completed only when the registration happens. 9 out of 10 times today, the loan is being approved. Nobody is buying it from their own money. So until the registration happens, it's a long process. Okay. Next 15 days is a very small time in that process for a customer to make decision. But if the customer has traversed this journey of giving the check, okay, don't believe that customer has transacted completely. There is always a rumination, reassessment, evaluation of the decision that they have done. But it needs to start somewhere. We will bring site to the customer and hope that it allows customer to make decisions better.
Fine, sir. So my last question to you. I know I've taken very long time of yours, but the last question is from our channel partner, Mr. Kamlesh Shah, wherein he wants to know that, you talked about support from Xanadu. So what support shall Xanadu provide to participate the channel partners in the launches and get benefited?
I think this is covered, Rachit, across. So, but I think to refresh it back, until now our support has, if team was asked what is the support that you want to give to channel partner, it has always been telecalling support, and SMS support. Other than that, our people have always been there to stand with our channel partners. But I think learning is one key platform that we are creating, which is free of cost. And those who are interested to learn new and adapt to the new scenario, Xanadu is introducing that for the real estate, particularly for our channel partners. Number two, in current times, bringing the business and continuity of the business is the very important element when everybody is just worried about what is going to happen. So अगर business move कर रहा है रचित, तो उससे बड़ा support कुछ हो नहीं सकता. Third, maybe it will not be as crystal clear that everybody would be given a telecalling or a SMS support only, but there might be specific needs of each of our channel partners to reach out to their customers, and which is where at the individual level of our sales managers and team leads and the channel partners discussions during the joint business plan, when they aspire for a target, where they discuss what they want to do for a launch, is where the individual specific support programs will also be decided. I can say one thing, I think there is very large support that is going to be there on technology, that I clearly see. What will be the rest of it individually? I think let it leave to the joint business plan when Kamlesh comes for the joint business planning in our launches. But the people are going to come to you, all of you, for 10 projects in coming 5-7 days. So just be prepared to have your business going on fast track from where it is right now.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot for your time. I think I am done with the question answer session. I would just like to wrap up this session, by repeating your 2 golden mantras which I was able to pick up. One was the 5x4 model or the matrix that everybody should be focusing upon, and the next 30 days are going to be the critical ones for all of our success. I would say that together we should be working on these 30 days and following the 5x4 matrix. So I thank you once again, sir, for your time, and I thank all the people who have attended this webinar and made it a huge success. Thank you. Thank you from Team Xanadu.
Thank you.